All right, what's up traders? What's up tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We're looking at Chiliz, okay? Ticker symbol CHZ. Gonna give you guys a breakdown. We're gonna look at the bullish chart patterns we have, the major levels of support that we need to hold to go higher, and we're really just gonna give a tutorial on the different strategies that you can use to spot multiple entries and multiple exits on Chiliz by using the MACD, the relative strength index, and also the three major Fibonacci retracement levels. So you're going to learn a lot in this video, as well as the critical levels to watch out for over the upcoming weeks. So make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and we're going to jump straight into it. So currently what we're looking at, all right, I gave a breakdown in my last Chiliz video, okay, and I said that this is our critical area of support right here, that 0.1447. All right, this is our breakout level of support. If we broke out past this level of support, most likely we're going to come down to our support level here of 0.1027, and look exactly where we found support right there. Okay, now we also had this trend line here. If we zoom out a little bit, we have an expanding wedge, okay? And we can see that, we've really just been zigzagging within this wedge, and we were looking to see, were we going to stay within the trend lines here, or were we possibly going to break out to the downside and come and hit our support level? Well, it looks like we did do that, but rather than continuing lower and hitting our next bearish price target to the downside, it appears that we have gotten a look below and fail. So this is actually pretty bullish, right? So look below and fail. So we looked below this trend line, we failed, and now we've come back into the trend line, retested it again, and we're pushing back up higher. So this is actually a bullish signal saying that we're going to come up higher into the range. Typically is what you're going to see when you get a look below and fail. Now, if we zoom in a little bit, currently we have a cup and handle forming. Okay, so here's our cup, all right, and we formed our handle, and we also bounced off of our major retracement levels of support. So it's going to be the 38.2, the 50%, and the 61.8. Nothing moves in a straight line up or in a straight line down. What you do is you get a move up, retracement, and continuation higher, or you get a move down, retracement, continuation lower. Using these three levels, you can spot trend continuation, okay? You can also use these to spot a reversal. So if we come up and do like this, and then break through those levels, most likely we're going to get a reversal and test our previous lows. So that's what we're looking to see, if we're going to be able to get the retracement and continuation higher, or if this is going to turn into a possible reversal. So the three levels of support that's very important is 0.1266, 0.1210, and 0.1154. We've already bounced near 0.1210, and it seems like we're getting a move upwards. But let's pay attention to our relative strength index down here, okay? We're going to learn about divergences real quick. So if you notice, we have this trend line here on our relative strength index that we're rejecting, right? We rejected it over here, and we just rejected it again over here, okay? This is actually a bearish divergence trend line, and where it came from is going to be up here. So if you're not familiar, I'll explain it very simply. So notice how we have a high right here, right? So we have a high, and then over here we have a higher high. All right, so clearly we're in an uptrend, and this token is going up in price. The RSI measures the relative strength of a token. So if the price of the token is going up, the strength of the token should also be going up with it. When it doesn't, you get a divergence. So notice how we have a high at this point, right? And then over here where we have the same high, a higher high actually, we get a lower high. So now the relative strength index is in a downtrend, losing strength. So the token's losing strength as the price of the token is going higher. This is what's known as bearish divergence, and it's an indicator that you may see some bearish activity, right? And sure enough, there's a huge drop afterwards. Okay, and look at where we just bounced again. We just bounced there again and got rejected at this trend line. So if we want to get this cup and handle breakout, we need to break out past this bearish divergence trend line, as it's holding us back every time we try to rally. Okay, so if we zoom in a little bit more, all right, what we want to do is, we want to hold these three levels of support, right? If we can do that and get our cup and handle, and we need to break out past our previous breakout support level, it's now resistance. Prior support is now new resistance. And if we can really get above there, okay, which is going to be 0.1447, then we have a nice cup and handle breakout that could take us up here to our next price targets of 0.1738 and 0.1973. Okay, these are going to be part of the three major retracement levels. That's our 38.2, our 50%, and we also have the 61.8% up here at 0.2209. Now, if you're wondering, where am I getting these from? Because I thought these were the retracement levels. These are a much larger scale, right? So, if we zoom out a little bit, this is a smaller move, right? We took the swing low to the swing high, we retraced, and we're trying to continue higher. But if we look at the larger trend, we're on the way down from a very big move down, right? We have these highs up here connected down to our lows. So we see we're coming down, we're starting to retrace. A healthy retracement can even go all the way up here to 0.2209. So if we do end up breaking out past our breakout level off of this cup and handle breakout, we need to be cautious in these areas up here, because these are going to be our major retracement levels, right? And we could retrace and then continue heading down lower. What we want to see is we want to see it come up here, all right, consolidate, and then break through for a possible reversal, really, and head back towards the top of this range. Remember, when we started out, we were looking at this pattern here, this expanding wedge pattern. We got to look below and fail, and that's bullish, and we should be able to continue and head upwards, towards the middle of this range and possibly even the upper edge of this range. But there's a lot that needs to be done, right? We just covered a lot of the stuff that needs to be done. Okay, we covered our breakout level. We covered our support levels we need to hold. We went over the chart pattern, and then we went over our retracement levels of resistance to the upside. What we're going to do now is really expand upon divergence a little bit more and show you guys how you can really use it for exits and entries, as well as combining that with your MACD down here. Okay, so if you're following everything so far and you're liking this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, because I'm dropping content like this every single week. So we talked a little bit about this prior bearish divergence. All right, if we take a look here, we also, we're making a high here and a higher high here, but you notice that we had this sharp move to the downside afterwards. Okay, well, let's look at our MACD and let's go over entry and exit signals. So an exit signal is going to be when this blue line crosses below this orange line here. When you see that happen, that's a MACD exit signal. And if you take a look, we got a sharp move to the downside afterwards. Now, what's really good is to start combining some strategies, right? Trading is like going to battle, it's like going to war. You don't want to use just one weapon. You want to have as many weapons as you can and know how to use those weapons properly to increase your odds of success on the battlefield, right? So our first weapon, our first signal that we've had right over here is actually going to be a bearish divergence. So, we made the high and a higher high. Then here we made a high and a lower high, right? So that happened first. And then very shortly afterwards, we got the MACD crossover to the downside, and we saw a dramatic move to the downside as well. So it's something really, really useful to have and start looking at. Now over here, here's an example of a bullish divergence, and that happens when you're making a low and a lower low. So we have a low here, lower low, okay, but we have a low here and a higher low, right? So now we're building relative strength as the price of the token is actually decreasing. That's a bullish divergence indicator of some possible bullish activity. Okay, now you can also combine bullish divergence with the MACD to get a good entry signal as well. If we take a look over here, right, and we zoom in on the MACD a little bit more, what we get is we have a low here, okay, we have a low, we have a lower low right here, and we have a low here and a higher low right here. So we're seeing that we have a bullish divergence. That's sign number one. Okay, then we get a MACD crossover to the upside right here. Now we have two signals, and you see we go on this really, really, really big move to the upside. So, waiting not just for one signal, for one form, but waiting on, 2 or 3 or more things to align together can really help you guys out. If you look over here, here's a great example of what we're currently looking at in the price action. So if we zoom in right here, okay, what we've done is we made a move up, okay, and then we retraced, we held our 50% retracement level, and we continued up higher, which is what we're looking to happen currently. But then if you look, what we did was we came up to our major retracement levels of resistance after the big move to the downside, right? So, this happens a lot. You get a big move to the downside, and then all of a sudden it rallies really hard and it gets stopped in its tracks and then continues heading back lower. Well, it's because it's part of the healthy retracement back to the upside. Because again, nothing goes in a straight line down, nothing goes in a straight line up. It's going to move down, retrace, and then continue that trend. So this is what we need to be cautious of if we do get our move over here. Okay, you see how it looks very similar, right? We're moving up, we're holding these retracements. We have a bullish chart pattern right here. We have a look below and fail. You know, we could get this extended move to the upside, but we have to be very cautious when we come up to these levels of a rejection, right? So, you know, it's not a good time to be going long in these positions or short. This is an area where you want to wait and see, are we going to reject these levels, or are we going to break out, retest, and continue up higher? That's what you want to look for, okay? Now, there was also multiple signals right over here too. All right. You know, when it comes to the MACD and the RSI. So if we take a look, you know, we have a low here, we have a lower low here, we have a low here, and a higher low here. We're building relative strength as the token is going lower in price. We have bullish divergence. Okay, we have the bullish divergence right here. Very shortly afterwards, we get a blue line cross above the orange line, that MACD buy signal, and we go on a very, very nice rally to the upside. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I do viewer requests every week. So if you want to see your token, your cryptocurrency in the next video, all you got to do is comment down below, and I'll be happy to make a video on it for you as soon as I can.